Former Donald Trump attorney and author of the Kraken lawsuits, Sidney Powell, suggested recently on an interview on the Rush Limbaugh show that the upcoming Georgia Senate runoff election scheduled for January 5th of 2021 might be rigged, but this time in favor of GOP candidates Loeffler and Purdue. She is running with the theory that there may have been some favorable tools and rules applied in favor of Joe Biden in the 2020 presidential election, specifically in states like Georgia and other swing states, and that those favorable tools allowed him to win those states, carrying him to a purported electoral victory, barring some currently unknown actions on January 6th when the electoral votes are read, or something unforeseen prior to the inauguration that would have a result for Donald Trump instead. Currently, Joe Biden is winning on the reported electoral votes. However, several states have also sent an alternate slate of electors, and there are questions about what Mike Pence may do on January 6th. We will have to wait and see. Okay, but the idea is that to calm down questions about what may have happened in November of 2020, those same sort of tools and rules will this time be used in favor of GOP candidates Loeffler and Purdue. And if that were to happen and they were to win the Senate races in Georgia, the Republicans would maintain control of the Senate, and it would calm down any sort of questioning of how the system would be employed in favor of Democrats. The idea is that there would be a counterbalance that would weaken the narrative around the 2020 election. Now, I am not making the claims here. I am merely reporting on what people are suggesting, and specifically the very public suggestions of Lin Wood and Sidney Powell, who have been at the forefront of the boycott Georgia movement. Now, it's interesting to note that in this interview, and by the way, this article will be linked in the description below, and I will have links to Lin Wood's to some videos about Lin Wood's recent discussions of the Georgia Senate runoff, including his recently dismissed lawsuit, and some statements he has made. I will have links to those videos at the end if you want to click on them and get more information about this story. Okay? But it's interesting to note that Sidney Powell here is not actually advocating a boycott, as she has been doing since the end of the 2020 election, when it was determined that Georgia would be having this Senate runoff. She and Lin Wood had started an idea called, or a hashtag called Boycott Georgia. I don't know if they started it, actually. I shouldn't say that. They may have started it. They may have just adopted it like Batman or Bane. You know, I don't know which one they are, but they have suggested that Republicans should boycott the Georgia election. Now, Lin Wood has suggested to boycott the election based on the idea that those tools would so favor the Democrats that if enough Republicans withheld their vote, that the vote counts would actually go negative, exposing the underlying corruption. Sidney Powell didn't ever specifically go that far. However, Sidney Powell did kind of join Lin Wood in the idea that Purdue and Loeffler may be, quote unquote, in on it, along with Georgia Governor Brian Kemp and along with Georgia Secretary of State Raffensperger. So she was with him on that. But in this article, and in this interview, I should say, she actually tracks a little bit differently, saying that Republicans should show up in Georgia and vote in droves for the Republican candidates. And we'll take a look at what she says right here. She says, well, yeah, I mean, the situation we're in now, I would suggest that everybody in Georgia turn out on Election Day and do it again. Vote for the Republican candidates in mass numbers and see what happens. And it might be that they've even rigged the system so that the two Republicans win so they can say, oh, see, there's no problem. That is kind of the context of this quote and this discussion. And it's an interesting break for me to see her go against the narrative of boycotting the upcoming Georgia election. I found that very interesting. But again, I will go ahead and link this below, and I will link those Lin Wood videos at the end of this one. In the meanwhile, drop a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think about Sidney Powell, Lin Wood, Georgia, 2020, 2021. Tell me what you think about what Trump is going to do. Tell me what you think about this video, and let's get into some discussions about it. I welcome your feedback and thoughts. Oh yeah, and click subscribe. All right, thanks guys. Talk to you soon. Peace. Peace.